Today's RV review is the new for 2025 Rockwood tent OTG 190 OTG.
I may have goofed that up.
That name is important, OTG.
It is.
Said it twice.
It's so what it stands for, OTG, is not old time gangster, but it's off the ground.
Yeah.
And it is literally one of the simplest RVs we have ever looked at. And
but that's by choice.
Right, it's intentional. The interesting thing to me is it comes from Rockwood. And Rockwood makes everything from this, which is literally the smallest, most affordable trailer they have, to big, luxurious fifth wheels and travel trailers.
Yes.
So they make all kinds of things.
So we gave the Rockwood tent 190, the OTG, 4 out of 5 stars on our RV report card.
So you know why? Well, we have the full details in a full written review at our home on the web at stresslesscamping.com. But you can click on the QR code and get the written review, or it's down in the show notes. And oh, hey, while you're down there, any likes, subscribes, all of that really helps us out. So if you like what we're doing and you want to come along on our little adventure, why not subscribe? It's free. Anyway, what in the wide, wide world of sports is the Rockwood Tent 190 OTG?
Well, when you ask around, it seems like there's enough people who simply want to move up from a tent to a small trailer. And Rockwood listened to that, and so they created a whole OTG series, off the ground series. Essentially, what they did was create a step above a tent.
Right. And a few weeks ago, we got to talk with some of the decision makers at Rockwood about kind of how they do things differently and all of that. And we have a link here to that video and podcast. It was really interesting, and they're doing some neat stuff. So the tires have these balancing beads in them, and I don't know how it works.
But it seems to work.
Yeah. So a lot of times, trailers, the tires don't get balanced, and it's more vibration and harshness. Theoretically, these little balancing beads somehow magically work. I don't know. It's a simple leaf spring suspension. It's a 2-inch ball. So this is a very small trailer. Right. It is under 2,000 pounds, and it's a 2-inch ball. So it's lighter, and that means that more vehicles could tow this.
Sure.
Which is kind of neat. When you look at towing, so we have a whole towing resource at stresslesscamping.com. If you look at towing, there are a number. Everyone says, oh, my vehicle can tow 3,500 pounds. Well, really, towing is more what can it carry, because whatever you're towing with has to carry a portion of the trailer.
The way you meant to say that is what's important is how much it can carry,
right? Not
how much it can tow.
Right, because you could pull, honestly, a single person could practically pull a $100,000 rail car.
You've seen those strongman competitions, right?
Right.
You can pull anything. Anybody can pull anything almost. But that's not the really important part. It's what your actual carrying capacity. So not only what you're pulling, but what you're holding and how much weight you're putting on that tow vehicle.
Right. So absolutely. And another factor is what they call frontal area. Basically, a box that you're pulling through the air, the bigger the box, like a travel trailer, the more energy it takes to overcome the wind blowing. And that's why, you might say, oh, all new cars look alike. Well, because they're all designed to cut through the wind.
Sure.
And so the smaller the box, the less energy it takes to move the box. And so because this is a tent trailer where it has a pop-up top, when it's down, it's very likely no taller than whatever you're towing with.
So that's the advantage of a lot of pop-ups or A-frames or anything that folds down to, almost chest height or so. It's car height. So you're not adding that extra height of a trailer.
Right. So I looked at, for example, like a Subaru Crosstrek, and they claim they can tow 3,500 pounds. This, again, know your numbers and use our towing resource to calculate those. But I would surmise it's possible that you could tow this even with something like that. Definitely most Jeeps, small pickup trucks, small SUVs. So again, you want to know your specific numbers, but that's one of the advantages of this. I think the MSRP is like under $9,000. It's very light. You could put it in a garage. So there's a lot of advantages. Now okay, well, let's go back to, sorry. Typically these tent trailers, when you open them up, they lift up and then beds slide out from the sides. Well, that's not this. This
is even more simple than that. In this one, your roof pops up.
Yeah, you're done.
And it's just a taller square.
It's like a cube almost.
Yeah, kind of like a cube. So there's nothing that slides or pops or folds or comes out from the original floor space.
Right.
It's just straight up.
So what's in here then?
Very little, but you know what? Again, if you are accustomed to tenting and you just want to get off the ground, it has a small dinette which will fold into a twin size bed.
Yeah, it's 33 by 80.
Dinette, and then it has a queen size bed.
And it's actually a queen size bed.
An actual 60 by 80 bed, and then it has a little table. And you can do with that what you want to do with that. Turn it into your little camp kitchen or turn it into your little camp bathroom and do your kitchening outside. Whatever it is that you want. It's just a table.
And it comes, I believe, with a porta potty.
That is what it looks like. Yeah, that a porta potty actually comes with it. Now, when we tent camp, we have the Sylvan Privy Bivy,
right?
And we put our porta potty outside as a separate room or a separate building. But if you want to be inside and just be contained, and so overnight you don't have to go out, there's your porta potty. You can tuck it under that table and pull it out when you need it.
So what's not in this trailer?
A whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, no stove, no refrigerator, no heater, no air conditioner,
no propane tanks,
no propane whatsoever.
Nope.
It does have a 30 amp connection to charge the battery, and there are lights in the roof. And the nice thing is, if you're used to tent camping, with this popped up, when we saw it, it was dumping rain, and it was dry. It was dry inside.
Right.
Lights are on. You have a place to sit. So, it depends. You're not going to go from like a Rockwood fifth wheel to this, but the idea
you might, but it's going to be a significant change. But if you're moving up, if you're ready to move up off the ground, but you're fine with tent camping and you have all the tent camping supplies that you need, this is like a great solution for just that one step, just going up a little bit.
Well, or you could, if you're in a state that allows double towing, you could get your Rockwood fifth wheel, and then this could be for your mother-in-law.
Sure.
Or
teenagers.
If you repeat that, you might be sleeping here, and your mother-in-law is luxuriating in the fifth wheel.
Hey, we don't judge mother-in-law relationships.
No. Well, fortunately, I've got a great one.
But one of the good things about not having tanks, there's no black tank to empty. There's no black tank at all. There's you don't have to winterize because there's no tanks. There's no plumbing. There's no anything that's going to freeze over. So, again, it's just like a tent on wheels.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's basically it. So if you are a tent camper and kind of looking to go to the next step, this might be a great choice for you. It's very affordable. The nice thing about these pop-ups is that you can stick them in your garage if your garage isn't all full of junk like most of ours. And Rockwood builds a good product that, we're fans. That's what we've had for the past 3 trailers, and we're on our fourth.
Fourth almost, yep.
So anyway, something to consider. Definitely not for everybody, but if you're a tent camper and you want to get off the ground,
this might be for you. So again, this was a 4 out of 5 stars on our RV report card. And if you would like to read the written review of this 190 OTG with details of our rating and why we gave it 4 out of 5 stars, along with a lot of other RV reviews and RV factory tours and deals and discounts and tales of adventures and our weekly RV podcast, visit us at our home on the web at stresslesscamping.com.
Stressless camping.